king answered and said to Daniel, "You are that Daniel, one of the exiles of Judah, whom the king my father brought from Judah. I have heard of you that the spirit of the gods is in you, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom are found in you. Now the wise men, the enchanters, have been brought in before me to read this writing and make known to me its interpretation, but they could not show the interpretation of the matter. But I have heard that you can give interpretations and solve problems. Now, if you can read the writing and make known to me its interpretation, you shall be clothed with purple and have a chain of gold around your neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom." You want
Okay.
me to keep going, or you may stop
Yeah,
there?
let's just keep going.
All right.
Please.
Then Daniel answered and said before the king, "Let your gifts be let your gifts be for yourself, and give your rewards to another. Nevertheless, I will read the writing to the king and make known to him the interpretation. O king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar your father kingship and greatness and glory and majesty, and because of the greatness that he gave him, all peoples, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he killed, and whom he would he kept alive. Whom he would he raised up, and whom he would he humbled. But when his heart was lifted up, and his spirit was hardened, so that he dealt proudly, he was brought down from his kingly throne, and his glory was taken from him. He was driven from among the children of mankind, and his mind was made like that of a beast, and his dwelling was with the wild donkeys. He was fed grass like an ox, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, until he knew that the Most High God rules the kingdom of mankind and sets over it whom he will. And you, his son Belshazzar, shall not I'm sorry, I can't read. Have not humbled your heart through, though you know all this. But you have lifted up yourself against the Lord of heaven, and the vessels of his house have been brought in before you, and your lords, your wives, and your concubines have drunk wine from them. And you have praised the gods of gold and silver, of gold, of silver, and of gold, of bronze, iron, wood, and stone, which do not see or hear or know, but the God in whose hands is your breath, and whose all your ways you have not honored.
Mm.
Well,
Who's
that
got first
serious.
dibs on this?
Well, he really rebukes him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call
Keep
that
your
a stern
crap.
warning.
He said, "Keep your crap, brother. I got something for you."
Yeah.
I like what he says.
There you go.
You know, he says,
Yeah.
I ain't worried about that. I'll just set you straight."
Right.
It's almost like you better hang on to that because you might need it.
Yeah.
Do you
I
think
mean, that's
that?
good today, right?
Go ahead, Terry.
I was going to say that's good today, right? I mean, it's like, if you're doing something for God, right? You don't shouldn't really expect to get paid for it.
That's
I mean,
right.
especially something like with gold and royalty and everything lavished on you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel knows what's going on. He's he's already 3 steps ahead of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like the overarching theme you got going on, right, is God is sovereign, right?
Yeah.
God's in control. And, and Daniel, of all people, sees this. He knows this, right? And so, yeah, it's almost like Daniel knows the end, right, from the beginning. And then, so he's like, I don't need this because, pretty soon, you're not going to be a ruler either. So, there is going to be no first, second, or third ruler. And then, but I like how he's, he needs to start in the beginning. He needs to explain, because it seems like Belshazzar just doesn't understand, what he's doing wrong. And it's kind of like today, I mean, you got some people who's, think they're doing the right thing, think, like, you get Christians that, want to go to church and want to do the right thing, but they're not doing the right thing. They need somebody, to explain it to them.
Yeah.
So I think that's like Daniel's telling him, look, your grandfather did this. He was wrong. God straightened him out. But you haven't learned from that lesson,
Mm-hmm.
And, like he hasn't said it yet, but he's about to tell him, okay, now this is what's waiting for you.